presents tonight's 3 stars as selected by TSN. Tonight's 3rd star from your Vancouver Canucks, number 33, Henrik Sedin. Tonight's 2nd star from Anaheim, number 9, Bobby Ryan. And tonight's 1st star from your Vancouver Canucks, number 14, Alex Burrows. Fans, the only place to get live post-game of tonight's.
Welcome to our live post-game show here inside the Vancouver Canucks locker room following this 5-4 shootout victory here against the Anaheim Ducks. It gives Vancouver its 50th win of the season. It puts them into a tie for top spot in the NHL with the New York Rangers. And Henrik Sedin, that a game you expected out of Anaheim? A lot of goals in regulation to be decided in the shoot.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we made a few mistakes defensively where they got a lot of chances in tight, and we can't blame Lou on either one of those. It's on us players to be there for him, and we didn't do a good job tonight.
Were you guys notified of the Rangers getting into 2-point advantage on you guys here in this game?
Well, we knew before the game. We watched them play, and we knew they were up 5-1 or 5-2 with a pair to go. So we needed a win, and we got it.
What about being down 4-2 and just this team's ability to come back?
Yeah, no, lately we've just, like I said, we've been keeping to our game plan, and knowing goals are going to come, we don't have to score the shift after. We have patience, get back to playing the way we want to, and goals can come.
You're on the ice for all 4 goals. You got an assist on 2, and you kind of set up the play on the other 2. Just, again, your confidence right now with the puck?
Yeah, no, it feels good. Like I said, it's some of those things where I think I played better defensively. I'm getting more pucks down low in our end, and I want the puck more, and that's it feels good.
I know you won, but
Henrik Sedin with a multiple-point performance. We're going to head over and prepare to hear from Alex Burrows. He had a pretty important night as well. 2 goals in regulation and 1 in the shootout in the victory here against Anaheim.
Alex, what happened on the hit?
Oh, we both collided. I think we didn't really see each other, and hit the outside of my leg, and I think it was more scary than anything else. Awkward hit, and the nerve just kind of pinched, and it was going to be fine. Just it was a matter of a few seconds, and came back. Our doctors, or Bernie's, always does a great job with me, and was able to go back out there.
What do you take from tonight? Because it was kind of a bizarro night. It was almost like expect the unexpected. It probably occurred tonight. I mean, you guys rallied back for the win, but it seemed like just about everything was happening.
Well, I didn't think we played well defensively. They made us pay for some of our mistakes, I think, and those are teams that are dangerous. They don't have to play for anything, and they got a lot of skills. You give Getzlaff's line and Perry's line some room out there, they're going to make you pay, and made some turnovers and some bad reads, and we're giving up great scoring chances, and scored a few, but we rallied back. We had a good 3rd period. We dominated that 3rd period, and were able to bring it home in a shootout.
Talk, Alex, about still in the battle for top spot overall in the West and what that means to you guys?
Well, that's it. That's what we're battling. I think it would have been easy for us to pack it in and say we'll bounce back, get ready for playoffs. But we got a lot of character in this locker room. We knew we wanted these 2 points, and that might happen in the playoffs. We might be down by 2, and we got to put our work boots on and go back to work. And have still a lot of time, and we're able to take the play to them and score some big goals.
Post-game comments of Alex Burrows, and we'll now make our way across the locker room here and catch up with Sami Salo, who is in conversation right now quietly with Tony Geller, but we'll jump in here and have a chance to ask the veteran defenseman a few questions of our own.
Himself for every game, and obviously he's been a huge part of this game, our team, and it's fun to follow. You know, him playing so well, and not just defensively, but putting up big numbers on the offensive side.
Go ahead, you.
Sorry, Sam, we're just jumping in here a little bit late, but were you expecting that kind of a night against a team where you guys have scored a lot of goals? I think it was 20 combined between Vancouver and Anaheim in their previous 3 meetings.
I think we had a pretty good start to the game, but it got a little too wide open, I think, the second half of the first period, and then obviously in the second period. And, you know, they got a lot of talent on the team, and if you give them time and space, they will obviously make you pay.
Like after the goaltending change was made, gave a bit of a spark to the building, but it seemed that it was a real defensive-minded effort afterwards for your club. You didn't give them any good scoring chances after that.
Yeah, well, obviously we were really disappointed with the goals that they scored. You know, tapping goals. There was nothing Roberto could have done with those goals. So it was up to us to tighten up defensively and taking away those key scoring areas.
In a tie now with the New York Rangers for top spot in the NHL, what does that mean as you enter playing your final road game of the year and then playing your final home game of the season here Saturday?
Well, our goal is to try to get the home ice advantage all the way through the playoffs, and we know how important that is if you have a Game 7 in the finals. So but the main focus I think is trying to improve a little bit, take the bad things about this game and move on to the Calgary game and try to get a little better.
We didn't get a chance to talk to you this morning, but you have played with Teemu Selanne on the international stage. This very well could have been the last game you've played against him in the NHL. We don't know what his status is moving forward, but that's a pretty impressive player who's been able to play at such a high level and be so productive from beginning to end.
I hope it's not his last game. It was just showing the shootout what kind of skills he's got, and watching him play tonight, it looks like he hasn't lost a step. So hopefully he's going to come back. He's a great person, and not just on the ice, but off the ice, a very nice guy, and obviously a world-class hockey player.
Finally, that was a nice touch for you to have your son Oliver on the ice. I don't know many players get a chance to have that happen in their professional careers. I'm sure it went by pretty fast, but that's got to be a real fine moment that you'll never forget.
Yeah, for sure. I appreciate the coaching staff for letting him come before the game to our locker room. It was a big surprise that he was invited to the locker room before the game, and obviously a big thanks for our coaching staff, Alain and those guys. And it's a night that I will never forget, and he will certainly not. And it's been very exciting the past week of waiting for him, and he's been really nervous, but he did a good job.
Sami, thanks for this. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Sami Salo in conversation following the 5-4 shootout victory tonight here against Anaheim. And how about that? His young son Oliver having a chance to be on the ice for the singing of O Canada here at Rogers Arena. We'll take a quick break, come back with more from behind the scenes here in the Canucks locker room. This is the post-game show on Canucks.com.
Obviously, we were not playing the way we wanted today defensively, but we'll fix that.
What's the importance of this one? I mean, Henrik was talking about how you guys knew the New York score going into it just to keep pace here.
Yeah, obviously we knew they were winning, and we needed that win absolutely, and it's a big win for us.
Sorry, it came in a little bit late here, Max, but you can just talk a little bit about how this game played itself out. I mean, that's a game that you guys haven't really been involved in over the past couple of weeks here in this hometown.
Yeah, I think it was maybe not the way we wanted to play defensively, but we found the way to win. I mean, this is a proof of character, and this is what we want to do at this time of the year, and it's a big win for us.
Talk a little bit about your personal confidence, again, having a chance to play in a prime role on this team, and then even getting the tap on the shoulder to come in for the shootout.
Yeah, I feel good. I mean, I wasn't expecting that today on the shootout, but got good advice by Roberto. He told me to do that move, and it worked.
50 wins on the season. What does that mean? There's not a lot of teams that get a chance to hit that milestone in the NHL in this day and age.
It's huge. I mean, we know we got a really good team here, and the way we're playing lately, this is how we want to play getting in the playoffs, and that's it.
Max, thanks for this. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Max Lapierre with another solid effort tonight here. We're going to go over and jump in on the Roberto Luongo conversation he's having with different members of the Vancouver media right now.
I didn't play up to my expectations, and I don't have a reason for it, so just come back and work hard tomorrow.
heard this reaction before. How difficult is it to hear, like, when the fans react the way they do?
It is what it is. You know, I do my job. I play with a lot of heart, and unfortunately, I'm as disappointed as everybody else. So, you just put it behind you and you move on.
What about the comeback, though, from a team perspective? You guys did it in Denver a couple of weeks ago, and you're down 2 twice in this hockey game, and still find a way to win.
Yeah, I mean, the boys battled hard tonight. We scored some big goals at the end of the second to tie it up, and pretty much we're in their zone the rest of the game. So, we fought hard, and I was happy that we were able to come back and win the game.
Roberto, I saw you talking to Max before he jumped over the boards for the shootout. What did you tell him? Or what were you discussing?
Well, he was telling me that he wanted to go 5-hole, and I told him not to. So lucky that he didn't, and he scored a beautiful goal.
Roberto Luongo in conversation with members of the media. We'll take one final break, come back with more here. So we'll go over to the trainer's room next. You're watching the postgame show on Canucks.com. Rogers game day exclusive with forward Andrew Ebbett. I don't know if you guys were expecting the two teams to combine for 8 goals through 60 minutes, but maybe you should have, considering they had combined for 20 in the previous 3 meetings.
Well, you can see the skill that they have on their team in their top 6 and even their top 9 now. It's a dangerous team, and especially when they're playing loose, they really got nothing to play for except for their pride. So we knew it was going to be a challenge tonight, but I liked the way we came back and fought in the second half of the game.
You get the sense, too, that when the goaltending change was made, that the team needed to buckle down defensively?
Yeah, it was tough for Lou to blame him for any of those. I mean, we were playing a little loose there, and both teams were, and you're going to get a high-scoring game when that happens. So I think we kind of sensed when the coach made the move for Schneider to come in that it was time to bear down and play better defensively.
You hit the 50-win mark. That's a milestone that most teams don't get to in today's NHL, and you're now tied for top spot in the league. That's a pretty ideal position to be in, isn't it, entering your final road game of the year?
Yeah, it's definitely been a good year for us and a good last couple of weeks. So we got 2 more games to hopefully get that #1 seed in the West, and that's what we're shooting for.
Thank you. I don't think it'll be too much longer.
Here we go, Ty.
No, it was entertaining. It had obviously its moments. Both offensively and defensively. I thought we made some real good plays offensively. I thought we made some uncharacteristic mistakes defensively from a couple of our guys that ended up in the back of our net. Made the goaltender switch there to see if we couldn't, spark things up a little bit. And I thought after that we played real well. We had a real solid third period. Should have won the game without going in overtime or a shootout, but their goaltender made some big saves, and our guys were able to get it done this time in a shootout.
Was the goal change second line early in the second period? Was that just to get the team going? Or you're not like?
Those guys obviously are struggling a little bit, but I like the way they responded. I tried to mix and match things. Sometimes you just try things to see if you can't get chemistry or maybe some other situations that might work. And I tried Ryan on the right side, trying a lot of things, and hopefully, we'll get it done here and we'll figure it out soon.
Is there a level of concern there, or are you confident that?
No, because just the way those guys responded, even though I split them up and I put them in different positions. David had a couple real good shifts in the third. I tried to overplay Ryan to see if we can get him going, and thought Mace had a couple of real good opportunities by using his speed. He had a couple good scoring chances. So, sometimes as a player or as a line, sometimes you go through some things like that, and they'll figure it out.
Did the goaltending change more momentum or performance?
It was more momentum. Some of those mistakes that we made there, we left them all alone. And yes, it's a goaltender's job to make the saves, but at the end of the day, those were glaring mistakes, and wanted to maybe see if we couldn't switch the momentum.
Does the reaction bother you from the fans? I mean, Lou's an emotional guy, and for him to have to deal with
No,
that.
I mean, fans pay good money to come and get entertained, and you know everybody understands that, and we respect that.
Looking ahead to the playoffs in terms of goaltending, should we be surprised to see Schneider start again?
You should focus on our next game, and I'll let you know who's going to play next game.
Can you tell us about Zach?
We're sorry to inform everybody that I'm in playoff mode already. So, no, it's not a maintenance day. He's got an upper body injury.
Is that from when he shot the puck?
I couldn't tell you. I wouldn't know.
Something maybe? Is he day-to-day, or is there any?
Everybody right now is day-to-day.
Options are obviously a good thing to have as a coach.
As Max's performance here this week, you know, change. I know the role you want to use him in ultimately when you've got all your guys, but does it give you something to think about come playoff time if things aren't going well?
Well, you know, I do think, you know, if you look at Max's playoff performances the last 2 years, and I mentioned this the other day, when he was in Montreal, he was one of their top performers in that playoff push, and last year when Manny went down, come playoff time, he was one of our top performers. Now we're missing a couple of guys, and I'm using him in a different role, and he's stepping up and taking the opportunity. So obviously he's giving me some munitions here that I might use moving forward.
You didn't score when you had chances in the third on the power play, yeah. But as a coach, do you see things?
Well, there were a lot of good things there. There were some grade A scoring chances, great opportunities from our guys to put the puck in the back of the net. They didn't. They did a lot of the right things. So I'm very confident that that part of our game is fine.
Did you know Max could angle like he did on his shootout game?
You know, I remember watching the highlight where he scored a goal when he was in Montreal on a shootout. So I remember the shootout part, the dangling part where he's skating around with the puck. That is new, but he's pretty confident right now, so let him go.
What about the fact you did it in Denver the other night and here twice tonight, down 2 goals and able to come back? And Henrik just talked about the fact that, you know, this veteran team that's been through this before, he wasn't surprised that there's enough patience in this group just to keep plugging away.
It's something that we've done all year long, and it's something that we've done for this group has done for a long time. It never quits. It keeps playing the way that it's supposed to play, and it finds ways to win, and that's what we've done all year long, and that's what we're going to try and continue to do here on Thursday.
A minute ago you said you were in playoff mode, and you also said you're only looking at the next game, but I just wonder if you can compare this year to last year at this
I can't. 2 different teams. Core is the same, but 2 different teams with different personnel, and this team is trying to get itself ready. Nothing else? En français, I always forget the Francais.